Okay, that was the end.
That is the
Here
end.
we are. It's the beginning
Of the end?
of a new week.
Oh,
And
so it's the beginning of the beginning.
kind of, yeah.
The beginning of the new week.
And did you see the snow this weekend?
Oh, I
Wasn't
saw
that
it.
fun?
Uh-huh.
What's to come?
More snow.
Yeah.
It happens every year. I don't know if you noticed or not.
I actually hope we get a lot of snow.
Are
I
you
would rather it snow if it's going to be cold.
Are you a snow bunny?
I am a snow bunny.
Okay.
So
I'm a snow bunny too, John.
Uh huh. I mean, I appreciate people enjoy the winter sports and
Yeah.
all that, but no.
No.
So, good for you.
I said the other day, I was like, if it's going to look like gray skies and
There you go.
crappy, then we might as well get a little snow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because come January, February, or beginning of March, we're all going to be like, when is spring coming?
If it were up to me,
And
it
it's
would,
not.
It would snow Christmas Eve.
Sure.
Nice couple inches of snow. Cover the ground, make it look trees look beautiful, whatever.
Easy shoveling.
Right. Yeah, and it'd be the wet.
No
wet-
accidents.
It'd be the kind of wet, but not too wet. Right. Easy shoveling stuff. And then it would all be gone by New Year's Day.
But it's not up to-
about 6 p.m. New Year's Day. It's out of here.
Okay, so you can go out New Year's Eve, right?
Right.
Sure.
Apparently, I want to live in New Mexico. But
Yeah. A lot to come today. Of course, we have Susan's review.
right.
You going to give us a little hint on what you're reviewing?
It's seasonal.
All right.
Oh, right.
A seasonal review.
Yeah.
We also have our Match Monday coming up with the Orchards Children's Services adoption. We'll get to our 2-cent history lesson. We also will get to last night's trivia question and see if we got a right answer. You didn't look, did you?
I did.
Y-
I just didn't go. That's your job.
I know it's something you could relate to.
Maybe it's something you could do.
What do you say?
I just said.
You know what?
Yeah.
I have breaking news
Uh-oh.
on show and
Here it
tell.
is.
Okay, he told us before. He's like, I got show and tell.
I got something
We
in
said,
my
well, what do you got?
pocket.
He's like, oh, I want to surprise you. And it's in my pocket. I'm like,
It's
okay.
in my pocket.
All right, hold on.
Can I have some walk-up
Hold on.
music
Let
for this?
me get ready to shut off the recording.
No, you don't need to do that.
Okay.
All right, I'm getting it ready right now because remember we were talking about Christmas in the Ville,
Right.
and that's coming up December 3rd,
Correct.
and we're supposed to help Steve MC,
Right.
and we had a big announcement that we were going to do today.
Right.
I brought what we're giving away.
Whoa.
See, count them. You want to count them? There's 10 $100 bills, and we're going to give those away to one person.
Woohoo.
No, you're not touching
Let me
it.
see that.
It's real. See? It's real.
Hold on here.
$1,000.
I'm going to hold on to one of these for
No.
verification purposes.
I got to take this back to the bank because
Oh,
I went in there with a ski mask on
That's right.
and a water
I
pistol.
think- Are you in my
But-
newscast?
So, $1,000 Christmas cash. We're going to give it away. It's going to be a grand Christmas
It is.
with Mike and John
Nice.
podcast.com at the holiday
Yeah.
Christmas in the Ville. I got to tell them.
Yeah, there you go. That's-
What, you talking
Yeah,
Susan
there-
or me?
No, Susan.
Yeah. Oh, there. I see. Yeah, there you go.
There you go. It's fine.
You got a cash strum? Give me a cash strum. See, $1,000 cash.
Well, now it's official.
Grand Christmas giveaway.
Once you strum it,
It's official.
you can't drum it.
There's no
That's right.
going back.
It's like a strum and drum.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
So, all right, $1,000
So
cash.
you saw the money right here.
Yeah.
We're giving it away at Christmas in the Ville.
Awesome.
How about that? We'll give you a chance to register. More details are coming up. How about that? A great way to start the week, isn't it?
It is. It's going to be a good week.
Except you took back the $1,000.
Well, you think I trust you with money?
Maybe Cougar should hold it.
You know, I'll just take it and put it back where it
Put
came
it in
from.
my pocket.
You guys didn't want to see what was in my pocket. Now you want what was in my pocket, and it's back in my pocket, and I'm going to zip it up. See?
Okay.
Oh,
There we
boy.
go. I zipped it.
Oh, wow.
Zip it. All right. Should we start the show now?
We should.
With some
I
news?
believe we did. but
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do some news. Get-Go News brought to you by Cooper and Binkley Jewelers in downtown Brighton.
All right, here's what's going on. A head-on crash killed 2 drivers Sunday afternoon in Hull Township. The Livingston County Sheriff's Office said deputies were dispatched to eastbound I-96 east of Highland Road for a fatal motor vehicle crash. Our preliminary investigation indicated a 2005 Honda Civic operated by a 22-year-old Fowlerville man was westbound on I-96 when he left the roadway, traveled through the median, and then struck a 2013 Ford Escape operated by a 71-year-old man from Roscommon head-on. The driver of the Honda Civic was reported deceased at the scene. The driver of the Ford Escape was extricated from the vehicle and taken by Livingston County Ambulance, but died on the way to the hospital. Both drivers were wearing seatbelts. Speed does not appear to be a factor. The roadway was closed for about 4 hours during the investigation. Alcohol and drug use are still being looked into. The crash remains under investigation by the Livingston County Sheriff's Office Traffic Safety Bureau. From a contest originally up to voters, it came down to a 50-50 chance on Friday to determine who would be the final candidate to win election to the Heartland Consolidated Schools Board of Education. Incumbent Secretary Michelle Haymeyer and the clean slate candidate Greg Keller each polled exactly 5,264 votes last Tuesday. To break the tie, they met at the historic courthouse in downtown Hull and pulled a slip of paper from a box to determine who would win, with Haymeyer pulling out the slip of paper with the word elected on it, meaning she'll be the winner unless a recount were to determine differently. Recounts, though, can't be done until after the Livingston County Board of Canvassers makes the election official. That'll probably be sometime this week. After that, candidates have 6 days to ask for a recount. So, barring the unlikely occurrence of a recount showing Keller actually had more votes, Haymeyer will return to the Heartland School Board. And Congresswoman Alyssa Slotkin says the results of last Tuesday's balloting, in which Democrats such as herself won key races, highlights not just that abortion rights are a priority for many voters, but also the national media's failure to reflect that in its pre-election coverage. Slotkin, who was reelected to a 3rd term November 8th, was a guest Friday on The Problem with Jon Stewart on Apple TV Plus, as the comedian and political pundit broke down the results of the midterm election. Stewart highlighted Michigan as an example of where Democrats upset the prevailing narrative that Republicans were going to sweep races up and down the ballot based on voter discontent with high inflation and crime. Instead, high turnout among female and younger voters motivated to support Proposal 3 helped propel Democrats to not only retain the offices of Governor, Attorney General, and Secretary of State, but also flip the State House and Senate to Democratic control for the first time in nearly 40 years. Stewart asked Slotkin her take on those results. She said that while in 2016 there was an underestimation of support for Donald Trump, in 2022 there was an underestimation of female voters and how strongly they felt about abortion rights. She also said the lack of local media in smaller markets allowed certain narratives to take hold that were advanced by national media who didn't necessarily have the pulse on what viewers were really thinking. She also condemned, quote, very senior leaders who have created a climate of literally training people to look at people with opposing views as enemies, a strategy of dividing Americans on purpose in order to win elections, end quote. And that's what's going on.
And news brought to you by Cooper and Binkley Jewelers in downtown Brighton. As a matter of fact, Mark and Barb Binkley, big supporters of the Arc Livingston's annual holiday fashion show, and this year no exception. Matter of fact, they have 3 prizes that are going to be up in the raffle. The grand prize, diamond stud earrings, second place, the diamond circle pendant, and a pink freshwater pearl. And go ahead and say that, John. Morganite.
Hi, I'm John. It's Morganite earrings.
Morganite earrings.
Set in 14-karat rose gold.
That's right.
So, yes, all 3 prizes available through the jewelry raffle through Cooper and Binkley Jewelers. You can buy your tickets there. Of course, the Arc Fashion Show this Thursday night.
Who's emceeing that, Don?
That's myself, John.
Oh, John is, not Don.
Are we changing the website name, by the way, then, to Mike and Don podcast.com?
I'm sorry, it's just so
we'll
overwhelming.
need to let Austin know.
Something shocked me this morning that put me into...
it's all that money.
Well,
That's just, you're not used to carrying around $1,000 cash.
It was me and Ben walking around. I'm going to need security.
Yeah. You could buy 100 raffle tickets.
I could, because they're only $10 a piece.
$10 a piece. You don't need to be present at the fashion show Thursday to win, and you can buy your tickets at Cooper and Binkley Jewelers. So, yeah, the jewelry raffle, of course.
All a part of the 29th annual holiday fashion show to benefit the Arc Livingston. And,
right.
And John, not Don, will be emceeing that.
Don
might be one of the models. We're not sure.
I'll be in the tuxedo. Courtesy of Brighton Tux.
Can you wear that the day of the show?
I could.
here
I'm
on the
not
on
going
the
to.
Why not? I'll wear my tux.
Because I want it to look somewhat decent that night, not like I've been sitting in it all day.
It's got to be crisp.
It's got to be
Yeah.
crisp.
Yeah, crisp king. That's what they call him, crispy
You know.
king.
And I can uncrisp clothing pretty quick. So
Yeah, you can.
I want to just try and keep it as crisp as possible.
All right, since we're talking clothing, the thing that shocked me and made me call you Don
All right.
is the happenings. Who did this in downtown Brighton to Ugly Naked Guy? That looks like something we might have done in our younger juvenile days, but it wasn't us.
Are you sure? You were a little late this morning.
I was stopping at the bank. I was at the credit union. It had
Right.
nothing to do.
I was stopping at the gas station. I mean the bank, the credit union, the ATM.
I was
I didn't
somewhere else.
Hey, what's that ski mask doing here? It's not snowing.
I didn't do that. That ski mask could be used for 2 or 3 different things.
Okay.
So I don't know who did that, but
yeah.
it's beginning to look like
Okay, well,
the
there you
holiday
go.
season.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if he's still that way.
The ugly naked guy.
Yeah, ugly naked guy. I don't know.
Yeah.
So in Sunday Night Trivia, SNT, which is brought to you by Tanya Zirkel with Sold by Tanya Z, whose motto is, comfort is the key to home. I don't think we got a correct answer.
Okay. The question was, surveys found 40% of people say they do this at work at least once a month. There's a lot of things that could fit in there.
Right, and this guy I worked with at one time for a long time. He did this more than once a month.
Right.
It was not clean his desk or workspace.
more than
Not
once a
mention
day.
any names.
More than once a day.
A lot of people had guesses that pertained to food, like
Right.
having groceries delivered to work, having food delivered,
Right.
eating lunch at their desk,
Sure.
and making a mess and stinking up the workplace.
Well, we had a coworker, not me, by the way.
We had a few stinky
We had a
coworkers.
coworker who liked to microwave something early in the morning that was like, is that halibut? What are you putting in the microwave?
Patricia said fill the stapler.
Well, yeah.
She uses a lot of staples.
Well, you want an empty steak.
Nothing worse than an empty stapler. No, you know what's worse than an empty stapler? When that staple gets caught in there.
jammed up.
Yeah, the jam
You gotta-
stapler.
You got to try and get it out.
That's when you just throw it against the wall and hope for the best.
Right. Contemplate quitting once a month. That's not bad.
That's a good one.
That's a pretty good workplace.
Flirt with a coworker
Oh boy.
at least once a month.
First thing I thought of was changing the toilet paper roll.
Making sure it was right.
Right. And it's over the top, by the way.
Yes.
Um,
Absolutely.
Sherry said, "Hey, how about work?"
Yeah. Once a month.
Once
Oh
a
boy.
You know, maybe I'll get a little something done today.
Yeah.
It's the 13th. I think I'll try and get something done.
Oh, the boss is in the office today. Better look busy.
Sharon said number 2.
Well,
Sue said arrive late. Pay bills online, said Laura.
right.
None of those correct.
Buy the coffee.
Suck up maneuver.
Yeah.
It's getting
Again, when the boss is in the office. Oh, I buy the coffee all the time, boss.
Play hooky once a month. They might be on to you if it's a 12 times a year thing.
Check job openings. Just sit through the classifieds. Of course,
Did you ever apply for a job while you were on the job?
never.
I did.
I did too.
Of course we did. Are you kidding me? No, we didn't. You're right. We didn't get a correct answer. The closest one I see though was rant to coworkers.
Rant to coworkers.
Yeah,
Just-
that would seem to be
once
the
a month.
closest.
The closest,
Yeah.
but not correct.
We didn't get it.
It was yell at their computer.
Yeah.
Yell at their computer.
Well,
Does a printer count because they're connected?
yeah,
You know,
but
It's still the computer too. Like, come on.
Yeah, I would say electronic devices in general. That's
So congratulations to no one.
again,
I had that $1,000 in my pocket too. We weren't going to give that to you, but it was. Wouldn't you feel bad if we were? All right.
all right. So, again,
no,
the answer
no
is,
winner.
yell at your computer once a month. That's our answer. And of course, Tanya Z, bringing you the trivia question, but not the answer. That's up to you. You can find her online, soldbytanyaz.com.
And that's just one Z, no E's.
Yeah,
Just a Tanya and a
Tanya Z.
Yeah. .com.
She's also contemplating a rap career. So,
Is she really?
yeah, that's it, Tanya Z.
All right. I want to thank Firehouse Stores. They've been our OG sponsor
Well, they have.
here at Mike and John Got It Going On. Firehouse Doors been serving Livingston County residents for almost a quarter of a century. We may have hit that mark. Family-owned and operated business striving to treat each customer like family. Firehouse Doors, veteran-owned business. Mike Witt, proud U.S. Air Force veteran. Firehouse Doors, your one-stop shop for residential, commercial, and rolling steel overhead door needs.
Don't forget about the rolling steel overhead doors.
How could I forget the
Don't
RSO?
Forget those.
The rolling steel overhead doors.
That's the RSOD, actually.
That's our sod.
Well, that's insider lingo, Mike.
It really is. If
you know, in the garage door business, as Mike will tell you, Mike Witt will tell you,
Yes.
it's the old RSOD.
We don't know if you But Mike knows what he's talking
and
about.
That's what's important.
Call today, 810-599-7480. And you know what? Last week we did a drawing on Friday for that Visa gift card.
$100 Visa gift card. And
we're going to give away another one.
And as a matter of fact, our winner, Anita Andrews,
is our winner.
She never responded. I emailed Anita. If you know Anita.
If you need Anita.
Yeah.
Anita money.
Let her
we
know.
need to hear from Anita.
So, all
right. So good for Anita. We're going to do another drawing. And I think we'll do that the Monday after Thanksgiving. What do you think?
Yeah, because I think we're taking the Friday after Thanksgiving.
We're just going to take it off.
Yeah.
Susan, don't worry about coming in on that Friday.
Okay, good.
Not that you come in on Friday.
I was going to ask for that day.
Right. Well, that's good.
You know, Black Friday, people be shopping and buying us gifts and everything.
Oh.
We don't want to hinder that.
Right. I mean, does anyone really go out on Black Friday anymore?
Yeah, they do, John.
Really?
They do. It's a tradition for some.
Yeah, well.
It is. Some are hungover and just staying home.
I think most people are hungover and staying home. Right?
All right. We've got Susan's review. You're going to give us a little hint?
What's your theme?
Well, okay, so...
Wait a minute. Aren't you going to play the theme?
Don't you have a theme?
Yeah.
Okay, because we said the new Sue review.
Yeah.
And you didn't like that.
Well, yeah. So I'm going to give you a little explanation, maybe.
Okay.
Sort of.
Uh-oh.
Right.
Here we go.
All right, so let's see. So I was watching the podcast on Friday. Mike had mentioned a name. He thought I wouldn't mind being called it. But in my mind, I wanted to scream.
I have that effect on women.
Yes, you do. Not in the way you think.
My whole childhood, Ma would correct again and again. She simply, but sternly would say, I named her Susan.
Susan.
To shorten a name is simple to do. Susan often becomes Sue. My dad, listening to a song, never realized the effect it would have on me. Had something to do with a boy named Sue.
This is a long explanation.
So as an adult, I nip this in the bud and not be referred to as Sue. If you meet me, I will say, my name is Susan. How do you do?
Got it.
Oh, that's a long way to go.
Wow.
All right. Susan.
Anyway.
So was that the review? You were reviewing
No.
us calling you Sue?
No, that was just a
So were
little
you named-
tidbit of
So that was your
information.
little hint.
Yeah.
All right. Before we get to your review, Susan,
Thank you.
were you named after
Somebody-
anybody in particular?
Someone in the family.
Okay.
Yeah, my godmother was named Sue. However, funny story, I was actually Christine Lee for 24 hours.
Really?
That was
Before,
when you were
before
first
they
born?
signed the
When I was
birth
first
certificate?
They
Yeah.
weren't. They weren't sure.
Christine Lee. But then my grandfather, apparently there was some actress that played prostitute that was called Christine Lee.
Okay.
And he
Yeah, he was like, oh no.
He was like, no,
Nope.
my granddaughter
out.
will not be
No.
named that.
Out.
Yes.
So Jasmine went out the door too.
That's right.
And Scarlett.
Be careful, parents. There's some names where you sort of predetermine.
He would be really proud of
If
me.
you name your daughter
Cougar.
Champagne, I have a feeling you've already predetermined what her career's going to be. Now, is Susie
Susie's okay.
Okay, but just not Sue.
Wake up,
You
little
can call
Susie.
me anything else.
But just not Sue.
Just
I don't
not
know
Sue.
why. I don't know why.
All right, that's
but-
fine. No, that's
yeah.
understandable. All right, so
All right,
what's your
so
review?
Susan or Susie?
Or Cougar.
Correct.
Or Cougar, yeah.
Yes.
All right.
So, with the season coming upon us, I thought I would review or give a review on a local family-owned Christmas tree farm.
Oh,
All right.
all right.
They are located in Perry on Jacobs Road. It is Howard Tree Farm. It is just the cutest barn setting. Young couple that owns it. When Craig and I moved out here almost 4 years ago, we became the Booney people.
Yeah.
And we had to figure out, grocery store and gas stations,
You
everything
can call
close by.
you a Booney people, but don't call her Sue.
Exactly.
That's right. Wait a minute.
Exactly.
I'm seeing a Hallmark movie starring Susie.
Wow, wait a minute, you might be onto something.
It's Christmas with the Boonies.
Now,
Or in
what
the
was the name of
Boonies.
what was the name of the farm again?
Howard.
Howard Tree Farm.
Howard Tree Farm.
They met in a
In
barn.
Perry.
It was snowing. They were each searching for a
Very
Christmas
cute.
tree.
Yeah.
He wore flannel.
Hey,
Right.
it could happen.
She
I'm
wore
gonna be
cowboy
in
boots.
Christmas
She had just
tree.
returned home after her big city job.
Yeah.
Burnt her out, and her wisecracking teenage daughter came back to their small
Hey,
mid-Michigan
remember?
town.
They couldn't quite afford Brighton, where her dad used to be mayor, and wouldn't let her be called Christine.
She came back and had to save
Wait a minute,
the
maybe
Tree Farm. Wait, two different competing narratives here.
she was a stripper from the big city.
Although I have to say, I like your story a lot better. Although I don't think it's going to make the
She
Hallmark
came back
chart.
to Howard Barn.
Sorry.
Her and her snappy teenage daughter looking for a Christmas tree, and there stood Craig, axe on his shoulder, wearing a plaid jacket, and had a roll of Downy.
Now you're
or
talking.
Bounty.
All right. Okay.
There's the Christmas movie.
All right.
All right, so Howard Barn for the Christmas
Howard
tree.
Tree
Howard
Farm.
Tree
Howard Tree Farm.
Yes. It is just the most adorable place. You pick your tree. They will cut it for you, or you can cut it yourself. And then while they wrap it for you, you can go in to the barn, and they have hot cocoa and popcorn, and you can purchase wreaths, or they have like crafts, ornaments, stuff like that.
Very nice.
And then they have this huge sleigh that's, decorated, and you can get your picture taken there with your family. And they have a photo board where they will hang your picture up. And then when you return next year, you get the old picture and the new picture.
They put up your
goes
new picture.
Wow.
That's pretty
But
cool.
then they will also take your picture on your cell phone if you wanted to use it for Christmas cards.
Christmas
or
cards.
whatever.
That's a good
So
idea.
yes, it's just a most adorable, cute place. We've been there every year since we found it out in the
All right,
movies.
so it's not just for Booney people.
It's not.
And you're getting a free Christmas tree this year.
But they
So-
only open. They open the day after Christmas or Thanksgiving.
I was going to say, that's not a good business model if they're opening the day
really
after
cheap.
Christmas.
Really
Well, you
cheap
get your tree for
the
next
These are
year.
for next year. Just keep it watered.
on Black Friday. They open.
Okay.
See, so
and
that's
then-
that's why we're taking the day off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going out to Howard.
You should. That's what we're
Howard
doing
Tree
that day.
Farm. Okay.
And
That's
then
a good
every
idea.
weekend through December until they're sold out
Okay.
at least.
All right.
Yes. So
All right, I have to-
wonderful.
That's the,
Where'd my pen go?
You need
Did you
Cougar
take my
review.
pen?
I don't know. Keep track of your pen. You got $1,000. Go buy one.
That's to
All
give
right.
away.
As you mentioned, it is Monday Match.
Yes, I did.
Here on Mike and John Got It Going On, and we partner up with Orchard's Children's Services to highlight a different foster kid looking for a forever home. And today's feature is Tavion, who's 15 years old. He's very outgoing, intelligent, happy. His favorite TV series is Black Lightning. I don't know
I've
this
never
show.
seen
I've
Black
never heard of
Lightning.
that.
And he
We're too old.
He loves basketball. All right, I gotta look up Black Lightning.
Black Lightning.
Take a look here.
It sounds like a superhero,
Kind
but
of.
maybe not.
I don't know.
Black Lightning. It's no Yellowstone.
Yeah, it's sci-fi. Yeah.
Oh, it is sci-fi.
Okay.
Black Lightning.
Yeah,
Is it
very
a
cool.
mystery series?
It's an American superhero drama. It's on the CW.
Called it.
Okay. Well, you learn something new every day.
Yeah, you do.
DC comic. All right. So Tavion, again, our youth for the day, looking for his forever home, and of course, we partner up with Orchard's Children's Services every Monday to feature a different youth and provide them with an opportunity to let you know about them. If you've got some space in your heart and your home, you can check them out online, Orchard's Children's Services, and that is at orchards.org if you want to go check them out online.
All right, so let's see. We got show and tell out of the way.
Right.
we took care of Match Monday.
Right.
Coming up, we're going to talk about the Nutcracker in Brighton, and that's not the ugly naked guy
No.
with the tie.
Those nuts are hard
Whoever
to
did
crack.
that, shame on
Yeah,
you.
those nuts are hard to crack.
And you know, today's National Pickle Day.
Oh my gosh, I love pickles.
Oh.
Guess what I got in my other pocket?
God.
I don't
Hey,
wanna-
No, I don't have a pickle in there.
You know, I was just.
I got a pickle in my pocket.
I was out on Friday night, and there was a place that they had pickle beer, which I
So
didn't try.
Is the pickle in the beer?
No,
or is
but
it
it's
pickle
like
flavored?
It's brewed with pickle
Oh,
flavor.
no.
And I was like, I was tempted. I go, well, just out of curiosity. But
It's
I'm like,
good.
It is good.
It
Okay.
is good.
Really?
yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll have to
Also,
try.
pickleback shots.
Pickleback
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah.
I
I
saw
saw
them
them
one
in concert, man. They have all their CDs.
That's the group that didn't quite make it.
It's
The guys that didn't make
Yeah.
Nickelback.
so, all right.
It's also National Teddy Bear Day today.
Aw.
Yeah.
Teddy bear. Sorry.
It's Operating Room Nurse Day.
Okay.
So we salute
OR nurse.
OR nurses.
Favorite MASH nurse? I mean,
Well,
you think hot
you
lips.
do think hot lips.
Right.
I went to emergency. Sorry.
Oh, you
know,
like Dixie
Dixie.
McCall?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess.
There can be male nurses too, isn't that right, Susan?
There is
Yeah.
male nurses. Absolutely.
Like probably George Clooney was one on a series. No, he was a doctor.
No.
Before
was a
he was the
doctor.
doctor.
Before he was,
wasn't
yeah.
This is a pre-ER.
Yeah, on that first ER he was on, wasn't he a nurse?
No.
No,
No?
No.
Okay, well, I don't know.
he was the doctor.
I don't know,
No,
George.
nobody was like that. No.
He was always a Dr. Clooney?
Uh-huh.
Well, fine then. We won't salute him on Operation
Forget it, George.
Room Nurse Day. Do we want to do the 2-cent history lesson? Do we have
Yeah,
time to do
yeah,
that?
Yeah,
before?
let's do that.
Yes.
Of course, brought to you by our good friend Drew Goebel at Oakland Insurance. Give him a call today, 248-647-2500.
And today being November 14th, as we told you, National Pickle Day. Have a pickle and enjoy it. 1832, the first streetcar, a horse-drawn vehicle called the John Mason, went into operation in New York City.
New York City.
Horse-drawn vehicle. Oh, he's going for a ride in the John Mason. Picking up the ladies.
Check out my John Mason, ladies.
1899, the first staff suggestion box was used. It's by employees of the giant soap powder maker Lever Brothers.
A day later,
The
it
suggestion
was
box
filled
is-
with suggestions at the bottom. Right? These are no good. What do you mean?
Maybe we need a suggestion box for the show.
Right.
We have our cup. The first, 1910, the first takeoff from the deck of a ship took place. Norfolk, Virginia. How'd you like to be on that plane?
We think it'll work. Don't worry, there's soft water at the end
Yeah.
if it doesn't. You're
You got a
fine.
life. There's a life jacket
Yeah.
in there. Don't worry.
So, well, someone had to try it.
1944, the first trains open to the public ran in the tunnel, the Channel Tunnel, under the English Channel.
It's called the Channel.
The Channel?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yep.
You making that up?
Nope. You want to look it up?
The Channel.
Yeah, it's called the
Well,
Channel.
it would make sense because it's a Channel Tunnel
That's-
under the English Channel.
It's called the Channel.
Not to be a channel,
Channel
a
Tunnel.
channel.
Known
Not
as
to
the
be
Channel.
confused with Channel 50 and
No,
Bill Kennedy
no,
at the
no,
movies. 1996, Michael Jackson and Debbie Rowe got married.
Oh, speaking of
Yes.
nurses,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because she was a nurse to his child.
Uh,
No, she was a
nursed
nurse.
him.
But then, yeah.
When he was diagnosed with vitiligo, is that what it's called?
Vitiligo.
Vitiligo in the mid 80s.
Right.
She was working at his dermatologist's office. She was the dermatologist's assistant.
and it was true love,
Absolutely.
where they signed a contract to have a baby. As love will do.
Make
there's-
sure sign those damn
She-
contracts.
Here's a Hallmark movie for you.
She got enough money to give him full custody rights to the children, yada yada.
Hey, you look
$8 million.
fertile. Oh, you're swooping me off my feet.
Yeah, that didn't work out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she did give birth.
I wonder what she's doing these days.
Taken back.
2015.
Living with the 8 million.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. 2015, a pair of white boots worn by Elvis Presley during his 1968 comeback TV special were bought by a UK collector for $45,500.
Wow.
Wow.
Elvis's white boots. And that is your 2-cent history lesson for today. How about that?
How
Did
about
you learn
that?
anything?
That's great.
We learned what a chunnel is,
Yes.
and we learned that it's National Pickle Day.
Now, Debbie Rowe, and by the way, we want to thank our good friend Drew Goebel at Oakland Insurance and Michigan-based Frankenmuth Insurance.
He's insured my pocket
Yes, he
for
has.
today.
Yeah,
This money will
you
get back to
can't
where
insure
it's to
something
go.
after the fact. I think that's the first thing.
Posting.
You can't get in a crash and go, hey, can you insure my car?
Yeah, see, it's because he's honest and upfront about things.
That's
He'll
true.
tell you can't do that.
Right. So if you want to get frank about insurance, call Drew Goebel of Oakland Insurance today, 248-647-2500. By the way, Debbie Rowe,
Yes.
she moved on after Michael Jackson.
She find true love elsewhere.
I guess she got engaged to a music producer and former Neverland Ranch videographer Mark Schafel.
Oh.
Maybe there's something funny going on there in
Yeah.
Neverland.
Schafel, by the way, was the sole Jackson employee who was permitted access to visit Rowe following their divorce. He assisted Rowe with her health problems.
Of course he did.
That's according to Wiki and Pedia, our producers.
You know, I don't know if I could have got through the rest of the week without knowing
Well,
that.
now you know. I mean, tossing and turning. What happened to Debbie Rowe?
We ready to talk Nutcracker?
Are we?
Let's talk.
Talk about segues.
Try and make me stop.
All right. Nutcracker's returning to Brighton with a new event
Right.
for the little ones.
It's the Brighton School of Ballet's 36th Nutcracker year. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
There we go.
Good morning.
All right.
There's a double good morning on the line.
We're talking
or is
with
it an echo?
Yeah, we're talking with Mona Shan and Katrina Freelick, and of course with the Brighton School of Ballet, and of course once again welcoming the holiday season with performances of the Nutcracker Ballet coming up December 3rd and 4th at the Brighton Center for the Performing Arts. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Yeah,
to
we did it
you.
again, you know.
Happy
All right.
Nutcracker season.
All right, so Katrina, of course, the classic Nutcracker Ballet. This is just something that the season it wouldn't be the same without it. And of course, in Brighton, you've really made this quite a tradition to bring this. And once again, you're bringing in sort of an international flair to it.
Yep, it's our 36th season. We have Marina and Daniel coming in from Morro Ballet, Puerto Rico, and they have been coming to us on and off since 2010. So they're just a joy to have. We love them. They're very special to us, and they're so talented. They're just gorgeous people, gorgeous dancers, and they're such a wonderful example for our young dancers in the community. And we have Jesus coming from Morro Ballet as well, and he is an upcoming dancer with the Morro Ballet, and he's our Nutcracker for the second year, and we're so happy to have him back. He's fantastic.
And it's not just the big stars. You've got 100 local folks that are going to be dancing too.
We have over 100 local stars, absolutely. All of our talented dancers within the school, plus we have gymnasts coming in, we have siblings and parents of some of our dancers as supporting roles, including Mona Shand on the phone with us today. She's Mrs. Stahlbaum in our Nutcracker, and Mark, her husband, Mr. Stahlbaum, and their daughter Cece is a dancer for me, and Eli is Fritz. So yeah, it's a whole family community affair here.
Speaking of family affairs, your family, Katrina, I mean, you've got some deep roots to this particular production and the Brighton School of Ballet.
Oh, you bet. So I was in the first Nutcracker as a little mouse in 1986. My mother, Deborah Sheeposh, started Brighton School of Ballet back in the 70s, and they started their Nutcracker in 86. So this is our 36th year continuing that, and it's such an honor to carry that on. I didn't take over the studio until 2014, but since then, after my mom's retirement, well deserved, she gave the reins to me, and I've taken the school on from then here.
Right, and like as we said, it's become a real Brighton tradition. And again, coming up December 3rd and 4th at the Brighton Center for the Performing Arts. And Mona, in addition to basically casting your family into this show, becoming such a part of it,
there might be some nepotism behind the scenes here. What's going on? No, I know you have a very talented family.
I am not in charge of the casting. Let the record show.
Yes, indeed. But you are in charge of as well a lot of the different events that are surrounding us. We got the performances coming up on the 3rd and 4th, but there's all kinds of different events that are sort of tied into this.
Exactly. Our studio, the Brighton School of Ballet studio, is right on Main Street in downtown Brighton, and we love being part of the downtown Brighton community. So we try to involve our downtown neighbors in the fun. So for the next 2 weeks, we have a bunch of our local businesses participating. They have special Nutcracker themed items that they're selling. Like at Buff City Soap, they have a Sugar Plum Fairy scrub, and Way Better Cookies has a Naughty Mouse cookie. So, you go to one of those businesses, when you purchase one of those items, then you're entered into a giveaway for 2 tickets to the show. And we also have our Sugar Plum Fairy story time that's become a tradition at 2 Dandelions. That's coming up on Saturday, where the Sugar Plum Fairy will read the Nutcracker story and take pictures with the kids. So, really fun ways to involve the community, and everyone can go nuts for the Nutcracker.
And, you mentioned qualifying to win some tickets, and if folks want to make sure they get theirs, how do they do that?
So they can go to BrightonSchoolOfBallet.com, and you'll find the link to purchase tickets. Tickets are $30 each, and you do have to purchase those tickets in advance, so we won't be selling them at the door. And these shows tend to sell out, so I would really recommend getting those tickets as soon as possible.
And again, that's BrightonSchoolOfBallet.com. They can get them there. And details on the website as well about the ticket giveaway.
That's right.
Yep, they can find them there. And you mentioned 2 Dandelions Bookshop. They're also participating. If you buy the Nutcracker storybook there, Wallflower Mercantile with the various Nutcracker-themed items, and the place that I might stop by, Culture Beer and Cheese with the Nice Nibbles for Nice Mice cheese and cracker snack box.
That's right.
I just like saying it.
Nibble cheese. He likes saying nibble cheese. He's like a giant mouse. So something else.
So, Katrina, do you have a spot for a giant mouse in your production?
Yeah, you want to come on board?
I want to see John Ballet. Right. So if you can make that happen, I'll buy the theater. I'll buy 10 tickets, man.
Good deal. Look out next year, 2023.
All right. Things to look forward to for next year. All
right. So again, tickets $30 each. The show's coming up on December 3rd and 4th at the Brighton Center for the Performing Arts. The Nutcracker Ballet, put on by the Brighton School of Ballet. It's their 36th Nutcracker career, and of course, Brighton School of Ballet.com for more information about how to purchase tickets, which you have to do in advance, and then the ticket giveaway as well. Katrina, Mona, thank you so much for joining us, and we're looking forward to a great show.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right. Have a great day.
Ladies. All right, Nutcracker. It's that time of year when the Nutcracker comes to downtown Brighton. So, you ever do ballet, Susan?
I did. I was
So
traumatized.
Well, she was the mayor's daughter.
Traumatized? What happened?
Traumatized.
Oh.
Well, because
You saw Flashdance and want to be a dancer.
no,
So let's
I was
go.
really little at this point.
Okay.
We're getting a look inside Mike's brain here.
One of the girls peed her pants on stage, and I was just like, I felt so bad for her. I was like literally in tears. I felt so bad for her. So, yeah, I still remember that feeling. Like, I felt bad for her, but I also thought, what if that happens to me?
So
was it really you? You're just a friend.
No.
It was her daughter. She was having those motherly feelings for her daughter. I mean, come on. He'd be like, oh, that's not my kid. No, I'm just kidding. God, whose kid is that up there?
As a parent, we've all had those moments where, thank God it's not my kid.
Go to the bathroom first.
Right, because we all know it could be my kid, but when it's not, you're like, thank God. Thank God. Let it be somebody else's kid for once. So, well, you have those moments.
Yes, you do.
All right.
And we get past them.
We do.
And we mentioned snow flying the other day. It's time to make sure your vehicle is ready for the upcoming season. Snow and the cold weather. Murphy's Family Auto can take care of all your auto repair needs, vehicle maintenance as well. Stop by and see them today. Call 517-552-3040. You can even go in on Saturdays. They're open from 8 to 1 for your convenience. Those of us that commute back and forth all week long, you got a Saturday, you can take the car in, get it checked out, and ready for the season. It's Murphy's Family Auto. Your car knows. Online, murphysfamilyauto.com.
Yeah, they do.
And if you tell them Mike and John sent you,
That's right.
you get 5% off your bill.
How about that?
And I'm willing to bet if you say Cougar sent you, that you'll get that discount. as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Okay, I thought you were going to give an extra bonus that we didn't know about.
Right. So, well,
All right. Do we have anything else on the agenda before I
don't
get
know.
to this
Do we,
other thing that's very important?
what's the other thing?
Well, this is kind of breaking news.
All right.
It's not necessarily local. Can I get a breaking news
Oh,
guitar
yeah,
strum?
yeah.
UFC Championship President Dana White
Yeah.
has announced she's starting a new league, slap fighting.
Oh, wow.
It's called
Ooh.
Power Slap.
I might want to.
like
I might
that.
want to watch this.
I might want to participate. I like that.
All right.
She said the idea came to her when she saw some slap videos
Yeah.
on social media.
I've seen these too.
and noticed they were getting millions of views.
Yeah.
So she said, well, if they can do that, I can take this to TBS and make a series, an 8-episode series called Power Slap. There will be rules in Power Slap.
Yeah.
There will be rules, rankings, and extensive medical testing. You don't want people juicing for slapping.
Yeah.
No growth hormone, no steroids, because can you imagine the power slap you could get?
Well, a lot of these videos will feature somebody who looks like Drago and then somebody that looks like Cletus from The Simpsons who just gets the sense and the teeth knocked out of him.
The two competitors will slap each other during the fighting match. They'll stand across from each other and trade slaps across the face until one of them says,
Oh, I like
stop.
that.
Now, is it just a slap free for all, or is it like, slap, you slap, I get a slap, you get a slap?
I don't think you can block the slaps. I'm not sure. It's
Right.
all in development.
So I think it's
right
like
now.
one each. You get your turn.
I
Your
slap
turn,
thee.
slap. Now your turn,
So,
slap.
but isn't that, when think about it, when you did the hand slap game where that
right.
game, when somebody got you and it was finally your turn to slap,
Oh,
did you not try and slap harder?
Absolutely.
So
Oh,
that's
yeah,
what
of
it
course
would be.
it
It
was,
would be, oh, that was a good one?
Well, each
I'm gonna
slap
have
has
to
to get
a little harder than the
progressively
other.
harder.
Yeah.
And I imagine you have to stay standing. If like they
Well, they
knock
say they
you
stand.
down,
Well, if they knock you down, that's
Yeah.
a heck of a slap.
I mean,
that
that's-
was powerful.
that's
yeah.
got to be a slap out.
I wonder if you could pick your opponent.
Kick? No, that's a
No,
whole
pick.
different.
Pick.
Oh, pick your opponent.
Yeah.
I see.
So you want to slap?
Although you might be honest, that's gonna be the next league.
Slap and kick.
It's just, now we're going to the kick league. Now it's the eye boink league.
So that was big news yesterday. I thought I'd bring that to the show
is
today,
big,
just
big
in
news.
case you're looking for something to watch during the holiday season.
Thanks.
All right, that's all I got today,
That's plenty.
isn't it? I brought $1,000 to the show. little pickle news. Ugly Naked Guy. Susan had her review.
Yes.
We're all going to see that Hallmark movie.
Can't wait.
It's coming out. It is.
What's a slap fight somewhere in the background? Hold on. Hold the music. Hold the music. Richter and Associates Property Management are licensed real estate brokers and rental property experts in Livingston, Genesee, and Oakland counties with more than 40 years of experience. They're located in downtown Howell. They're online at richterassociates.com. That's... You don't need to say that.
www.richterassociates.com.
Nice. 517-540-9560.
And just because they're real estate brokers does not mean they break real estate.
No, not at all.
They don't break it. They broke it.
They broker.
Broker.
it. They broker.
They
it.
broker. Yeah. Were you ever brokered?
God.
I was broke until I went to the bank to bring the $1,000 for
right.
the show, John.
The bank.
The bank.
Yes, with the ski mask.
All right,
Okay,
now.
you can hit it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
My Mike and John got it going on. Monday's better, 'cause Cougar's on. You've been giggling with Mike and John and Cougar. Tune in next time and giggle on.
All right. It was a good rehearsal.
It was.
Should we do the show now?
Maybe.
You know what?
Maybe we
I
should
just
tweak it a little bit.
roll with the rehearsal, I always say. So for post show,
I got something.
Oh. Oh
Well.
my God, somebody does.
Yeah.
What do you got?
So I went to Buddy's Pizza,
Is this another review?
and no.
Oh,
well,
are you
I guess it could be.
Are you just getting free? We're
We're
going to go to your house,
Look, you
get
got
a bunch of free Christmas trees, a bunch of pizza boxes sitting around.
and pizza certificates for everybody.
No, it's not about the pizza.
Oh, okay.
It's about the beer.
Ah, pizza beer.
So Griffin Claw,
Yeah, Griffin Claw. Yeah.
they make a couple of Buddy's beers for them,
Oh, wow.
and one of them is called the Bocce IPA.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Bocce
That is
IPA. It
just
doesn't have pickle juice in it
a-
or anything
no,
like that. Like
but
you were
it's
talking.
really, really good. Really, really good beer. Just saying.
That's what you got.
That's another review.
Yeah.
What are you going to do next Monday?
Yeah.
All right, so I do have something.
Oh, is this another review? Is this the third review?
No.
It's a trifecta.
No, this is a shout out to what not to do for some ladies out there.
Oh.
Yeah.
right.
So, my husband met me there with some of his family.
At Buddy's.
At Buddy's?
Yes.
Are we still at Buddy's?
Or are we at the tree farm?
Are we, yeah.
We're at Buddy's.
Okay.
Okay, so we're at Buddy's.
And
Your
he-
husband shows up.
Yeah, but he was working on drywall and stuff all weekend at his
Okay.
brother's house, and so he had these jeans that have been repaired for years, but they're all tore up and
But they're his favorite
patched
jeans,
up.
There's drywall jeans.
There's, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this woman comes in and she had jeans that were bought that way, tore up.
Yeah.
And so
Top dollar.
the conversation was, oh, you spent money on that to have them made that way, although he worked hard for his to become
Yeah.
that way
Authentic.
over the
Yeah.
years.
I got
She
jeans like that,
leans
too.
over and sticks her finger in his tears
And
Is that wrong?
just to make sure,
Oh, yeah,
to
yeah.
compare to hers, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm really not sure.
And you're right there.
And I'm sitting right there.
That could have been the first episode of the Slap Show.
Right. That's why I
Power
was wondering
slap.
if I could pick my opponent.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well,
So,
wait a minute.
Note to ladies.
Don't do that.
Don't put your fingers in
Don't.
men's ripped jeans.
Just don't.
Shame on them.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sitting right there.
Right.
Come on.
People get a little handsy.
Well,
sometimes,
yeah, that is a little weird.
Social
It's-
etiquette, people.
Yeah, it is.
Well-
It's like, I think, pregnant women will say people come up and they start touching their baby bump. They're like, hey.
Yeah, this is my space.
bad.
My space might be bigger
Yeah.
right now, but this is my space.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway,
All right.
don't do that.
So, could guys do that?
No, don't do that.
Oh, that'll be a slap fight right
That,
there.
Yeah.
that right there.
That's
You know what? You'd
That's
be-
your kick fight right there.
You'd be
I
in
can tell you where
jail.
they're going to kick you.
Yeah. So, what did your husband say?
He just looked at me like, oh God. Oh God. I contained myself because there were family members there, so I didn't want to,
Right.
create a scene.
It
But
would.
she knew I was not appreciative of it because she actually looked at me and her eyes got big and then she apologized right away.
Oh, okay.
So she knew.
All right.
But yeah.
Still.
Yeah, still.
Seems
I mean-
to be common sense.
Just
would
don't
say.
do
And this was a total stranger. So,
Yeah.
what if it was a friend of yours? Would you be okay with it then?
Not really.
Okay, just checking.
I mean, there's a little more of a trust there. I mean, this is a random woman,
Now, what if she did it while you were out of the room?
Yeah.
Exactly.
What if he liked it?
Yeah, exactly.
Your husband's going, will you guys shut up?